Hi all, turn 15, about to start. 2 more turns, getting down to the wire. Still managed to keep we can't afford it. Another loss in the East. We've got one space, there's only 6 losses in the West. Found out we're sitting in slightly tricky area here. Did we... No, hang on. What was our plan there? Why have we got that sitting in steady brown? Ah, yeah, I was like, what you done, Grant? What you done? I remember. Um, we went and put this guy up into intense brown, yeah. So, well, the only thing that could hamper that effect if we had the event and a depth marker got placed here and brown fired and it was a triangle, because then he would hit there and there. And of course, well, like I say, we do have one space left on this side to take. We can take one more loss, but we've got this guy sitting in steady red on that side, so yeah, there's risks here, but well, yeah, the events could cause any sort of trouble and whatever. So we're about to start turn 15. There's nothing to land. We do have a couple units delayed that'll go in the landing boxes. I've not got an awful lot of time just now, but I thought I might be able to just skip right through. Well, not skip, but get right through the landing event, most important event, and German fire phase. And I can come back later this evening and do the good bit. Although with doing that, my day could be spoilt right away by a terrible event. or event combined with some horrible fire phase, I suppose, like I've just described there. Right. Anyway, okay, right, well, let's grab the units down, because there's nothing to land, so we don't need to turn any landing cards. So it's just 2 units, and they're both on this side, I think. Oh yeah, there's good guys as well. Sorry, just off camera there. Got the big artillery unit, so. And we can place them wherever we want, yeah, because they have been delayed. Mines is still going to be an issue. Now, this is where I got caught out that last time, because these are now going to deploy with turn 15's 15 plus landing table. And it's a bit worse. It has a little bit of a bonus, because 4 to 14, you get the A result is delayed, place 3 turns ahead. The B result is drift 2 boxes east. The C result is lose a step, and the D result is no effect. But once you move on to turn 15 and beyond, A result's still the same, delayed, place 3 turns. However, the B result is not to drift 2 boxes east anymore. It's delayed until June the 7th, removed from play. So that's obviously terrible. However, the C result is now the no effect, and the D result is the lose a step. So, as we know, D is a rare result. So, we've got a better chance of getting in with no issues whatsoever. So, yeah, the thing is here, they're both the same shape as well. So, there's no drift at all. Yeah, I just realised this could have been... I never really looked ahead to this. This could have been... No, hang on, Grant. Remember the rules for the artillery. Getting carried away there again. However, this guy... No, his range is only 3 though, isn't it? 1, 2, 3... Yeah. Could if I drifted him there? 1, 2, 3... Yeah, it's not getting the purple. Well, there... if I landed him there, he actually would be in range of that, but the HQ, he wouldn't be in command of the HQ. However, this is the next thing in turn, but I don't think we can move. I think we've got to keep our tanks firing, haven't we? So, yeah, well, possibly the best result is just to put them, well, they are, actually. Yeah, they are. Beside the, so he's going to land beside the HQ, be in command of the HQ, and be and then just need one step forward to, I mean, to be honest, that's turn 60. None of that's happening, to be honest. But we are wanting to land around that draw. We're confident about that draw. So, yeah, I guess something like that. Or should I be putting them in a hex that's not going to explode mines? No, I don't think so. They're both going to land. They're both the same shape. We'll just take a hit, maybe on this guy if that happened to be. So you're really looking for a C result, but an A or a B result means they're not landing at all. So, okay, I'll go with that. Just remember a couple of things I want to talk about. Obviously, we've not got this resolved, and I just looked back in the video part where the tank fired, and it is a wee bit more complex. So I'm kind of hoping somebody's going to come back and tell me it was okay to do that. The thing is, I just don't see that in the rules, and the rule being that you had to complete all your actions for the first division before you commence any actions with the 29th. And I think that's where that rule just gets broken. But if I'm attacking, because I've not completed this attack, and I'm using this to support fire, so if I do have to go back and fix it, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because we actually attritioned the other unit that was here in the attack, because the death marker came up and it had a radio on it and we didn't have a radio. So kind of, if I was going to repair that, I'd need to bring that unit back as well, mess about with the death markers, and in actual fact, I possibly might need to deal with this before. Well, hang on, no, red would still fire. Yeah, but if I'm going to bring that unit back, yeah, right. Well, you know what we'll maybe do? We'll maybe stop. We'll maybe not go into the fire phase, but we'll look at the scary event. That doesn't mean I'm doing very much here then, does it? Because that's what we're about to do next, the event. A couple other things just to mention. I notice here I talk about it's while I'm watching back on this. I still believe that red, I am able to trace communication with red, and I even say, yeah, I can go in here and in here, but I later realise obviously that I can't because of brown, and this is what causes all the trouble. And then I realise, oh, I've got to take brown out, and it just eventually then looks like I can't do this. I was watching back on something and I thought, well, why did I still not? I mean, I could maybe still have had a go at it somehow, you know, because this could be just a 2, you know. We said about it being a 2 and having the browning requirement. That was the only way we could maybe deal with it, but it could have been. However, I've backed off now. I'm trying to protect my units, and yeah, in some ways maybe that's the right thing to have done anyway. And another thing I had noticed, which I think, well, just the last recording I watched, which is it's part 16 I was watching, so I'm not quite sure where we're at. I'm not sure what this one is. I think this could be 18. So it was 16, and I realise that I can't control purple. There's no way I can do it, because this hex is fine. We can trace communication into here and then onto the beach, avoiding the blue. But this one's surrounded by the bluff, and I realise I can't get through, even by, okay, this isn't in blue or red or anything, but I can trace into here and trace into here, but I can't trace through here because purple's there firing. And I realised that then, and I think I forgot about that because I'm going into this turn thinking I think I could still get purple, but I think what changed was I can still get the draw. And here's another bit that was niggling me, and maybe some of you might have spotted that maybe it's important. It was more important for me to just get this ranger along into this hex here, because this is a reinforcement hex. If that reinforces, the draw is finished. If, however, we get that unit in there, the draw is ours, you know, I think. I mean, this is the only other hex that could spoil it, but it's not got a numbered position, so it would have to be a tactical reinforcement, and we know there's none of them left. So I think if I moved that guy into there, and okay, it's maybe taking the, you know, I thought about making a step away, didn't I, and then leaving these guys to it, and then I thought, well, I might need the weapons. Actual fact, what have we, do we see, yeah. Mortar and machine gun, yeah, well, probably not, or do we have the mortar? Oh, we do. I wonder if I could cheat here again then. I say cheat, I mean, and I just, because, you know, why don't we just leave this attack to, what were we going to do? Yeah, we're only going to use one tank here. Oh no, we brought this is bringing machine guns as well. It's just that I feel like if I move that unit, if I get something in that hex, I've got 5 points. I'm pretty sure I have. I've got control of these 2 hexes. No, not quite. Yeah, I need to take this out. So that is imperative. And that was part of the thinking, yeah. This has to go as well. So there is that risk, right enough. Now, did I just leave that unit there, though? Or did I move them from there to there, that turn? I'm just thinking that it might have been better moving them to here. And then, this turn, as long as G does not reinforce, we get them into there. And that, to me, as long as we take purple out, I mean, okay, I suppose there's ifs and buts there. Again, I know I'm doing these things after the fact, but as long as there's no new information come to light, and it was one of the last things I would have done, would I allow myself that? Because the thing is, his intention to stay there was to attack here to give the weapons, but we're okay, we have the mortar. So once we reveal the depth marker, if we need a weapon there, we kind of just, well, yeah, that's a point. These are two, oh, you know what, that's me reversing things again as well, and I feel uncomfortable about it as well. You've got to make the decisions there and then, Grant. Going to be a bit gutted. Well, you know what, though? I'm saying I can't reach that hex. I could reach him. I could reach it with him. Or, well, I could reach it with one of these, but there's actions required to move these. Yeah, the problem with me moving the hero up into here is then I don't think I've got anybody controlling this hex that the hero's sitting in. Yeah. Oh, sorry, there's a bit of glare from that light there, isn't there? Move back a little bit. That's what I should have done, and then zoomed in. Sorry about that, probably blinding you all. Okay, I was just double checking here to see what state this unit had been in, and it was the turn before I moved them from there to there. I'd done nothing with them this turn, and I feel like I'd like to backtrack just slightly. I know I've put these guys in the beach landing boxes. I know we moved on to the next turn, but there's no new information there. Please, if you guys feel that this is terribly wrong and taboo, you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, it feels uncomfortable to me, but it's just I'm just looking at things even more and realizing that I think I should have moved this guy into here. And yes, I've just said that, okay, if I attack here, I could attrition one of these units if it happens to be that the depth marker requires that. And then realise that, oh, wait a minute, these two units are just short of catastrophic loss, We have a good selection. Okay, they've both got the Browning. So we've got we've got the Bazooka, we've got the Bangalores, we've got the Browning, we've got the Demolitions, we've got the Mortar. The only base weapon we don't have is the radio. And okay, that turned up recently. That's the only base weapon that we don't have, and we wouldn't be getting that. So if it turns out that the depth marker's got a radio, we've then got to decide if we're going to what was it? Yeah, machine gun there. Yeah. If we're going to attrition one of the units. But here's the other thing. This position, right, requires the draw to be able to get its US communication. So it requires us to have this to secure this hex, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, if we're moving on to turn 15, if the event says reinforce in G, in zone G, it's going there and that's it anyway. Now, I don't think I could have got that guy along any faster, but if he's back here, we're not even getting it. We're giving them 2 chances to reinforce that hex, if you like. And if that happens, then we're not getting this point anyway. It can't go back tracing that way, because green's firing into here. This is only worth 1 point, whereas the draw is worth 5 points. The draw also enables us to get this point and the point for green here as well. I'm going to really regret. I'm going to allow myself this move, and hopefully everybody's okay with it. I'm just going to really regret if that does reinforce, because I get the feeling I could have had a unit in that hex, and the draw's worth 5 points. Why? That should have been my main concern. I'm faffing about here trying to get a point there and a point there. Get the 5 points, Grant. That's what to do. So, and the other part of this was he was sitting in sporadic green fire, so there was a chance he gets disrupted this turn. Now he's moved out of green. He's not in any danger. So, and then if it comes down to me having the option of attrition there, well, I can see what else has happened to my units. If I've still got a space for it to take another a lost unit, and there's not any danger to any of these, which I think is unlikely, then I'll take the attrition. But if there is that risk, I won't, and we'll not bother about that point. But we'll lavish in the 5 points that we've just well, okay, we do need to deal with purple. So, the other thought with that is, well, put everything into purple, I think I'm going to, because I'm going to be able to use both tanks, because now we've got this anti-aircraft into position. He can actually help the fire here. So, we're going to be firing with 9. Ooh, that is a point. Hang on. The actual numbers could be relevant, couldn't they? Just when you think you've got it, because he's in Bocage and he's got a 2. I mean, if it's a 2 underneath, well, if it's a 2 underneath, 9's enough, isn't it? Well, hang on, he's disrupted. Well, he might not be disrupted come the time. So hang on, we'd be attacking with 9. And we'd have the weapons, so then we'd reveal the depth marker. If it was then 9 to 8 and we didn't have the weapons, there would be no effect. So it'd be nice if this guy did stay disrupted. Although, I mean, what is red really bothering us with hitting? Well, these are intense, but you know what? So what? And if we did get the weapons, we've still got greater than depth markers eliminated, units disrupted. So 9 is fine. Unless we turn up a 3 depth marker. Okay. Right, I'm going to allow myself this because I think this is a better option. I think this is a better option. And I want to get in that hex as quick as I can. Hopefully this turn. So, yeah. Hopefully that sits alright with you. It almost sits alright with me, if you like. I don't like doing these things out of turn, if you like. But, again, as long as there's no new information, then... yeah, and we're not, like, going too far back, because it was just the end of the turn that we would have been doing this. Okay. Right. And now I'm going to turn over the event, and it's going to be reinforcing zone G, and I'm going to be... So that's a point, actually. We're now adjacent to G. G3 would still be the closest anyway, wouldn't it? That's G2, is that G1? Yeah, G3 would still be in the closest, even if he was there. We would have been 2 away, so... But yeah, that's something I wanted to look at, but I get that bit wrong. See, you can sometimes... 9.3 is German reinforcements triggered by events, and 9.4 is triggered by depth markers, so... A position adjacent, and a position within 2. Yeah, and then after that, it doesn't then say closest. It doesn't go, then closest. It then picks the lowest number. So, but we would have been within 2 of that anyway. And that says the lowest number. Okay. Right. I think we can draw the event, and then I'm going to leave the fire phase, because I'm going to have to decide about this situation here. And we're going to have to decide if we're trying to fix it or not. Because I think if I draw fire cards and red is to fire, then we need to resolve what's happening. And I'd rather get that done before we're then looking at catastrophic loss units and things like that. Okay, here we go. Right. Okay, this is huge, right? This is the event card for turn 15. We do not want reinforcements. I probably don't want depth as well. However, looking at things just briefly, I'd take depth if it... and certainly over reinforcements. Right, here we go, guys. Here it is. Turn 15. Oof. Remove disruption. Okay. Okay, that's not so good, but it's not fatal. Remove disruption. Right, we have red. We only have red and purple disrupted. However, these are quite relevant. Now, how bad is that? Well, I talked about this maybe not being disrupted, and if it stayed disrupted, it was good. The red position, Chuck that event out of the way. That's good. That's, you know what? It's not perfect, but if you consider where we're getting our most points, it's way over in the east. And although I was talking about G reinforcing, it's A I don't want reinforcing. So that now enables us to. Sorry, I'll just jump back there and just. That now enables us to move a unit into A7, one of these units into A2, this unit into A3. And this, well, okay, yellow fires into here, so if that reinforced, and purple fires into here, so if that reinforced. But the more we go in, the more points we're actually gathering there, you know. So, yeah, that's huge, and obviously also this position here would be really sweet to get. So now we're going to be able to move that range into here. Okay, so what's the trouble this has caused? If red fires, well, I'll tell you what, if red fires, it could cause us a problem, because it's got 2 shots. We've got 2 units in intense red, and we kind of wanted that guy, didn't we? We wanted that guy, because we want to be able to use both the tanks on this. So if red does fire, we're going to have to use a tank. Oh, and that. Oh no, that's going to give us 10 strength. We're still going to be above the strength, so we're going to have to use a tank, which means we're only going to get 1 tank supporting this. So it's going to be 8 strength instead of the 10 that we thought we were getting. Okay, we could probably live with that. Now, what about the purple undisrupting? Well, our hero's unsteady. Oh, you know what though? Careful, Grant. These are... Yeah. That's a catastrophic loss possibility. So what is he, a circle? And like I say, we can't sacrifice the hero until he's only 1 step. And he's 2 steps. Well, it doesn't matter, they're different shapes. That's a circle. This guy's a triangle. That's a triangle, but it's armoured. Then we've got our... Oh, that's in purple. Tell me they're not. Oh, they're both circles. Come on. Just thinking, if he shoots twice, it circles. Yeah, he's hitting our infantry first. Well, yeah. You know what? Any of these things happen is bad. The purple undisrupting's worse. And it's a double position as well. So there's no any chance of getting a draw and a double. And the only good thing I can say is the event card's got double purple on it. That's hardly a... Like I say, if it'd been a single position, that would have looked much better. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, it just shows you, eh? I mean, I'm praying for no reinforcements, and now I'm in a... Because if we get a purple circle, and over that side we get a red diamond, the game's over. Okay, this situation's safe because he's not got depth, so if brown fires, that's getting hit, so that is fine. Well, you just can't protect against all these things. You can't. It's impossible. What's the chances of a red diamond in the east and a purple circle in the west, though? And the last card's a triangle in it. That doesn't help, does it? Now I don't want to go away and I want to look at the fire cards before I go off on my day's duties. Can we? Because the other thing, no, that doesn't matter if it is a red diamond. I'm just thinking if the other thing was if there should still be a unit here, but I don't know if replacing all that is. I mean, this hasn't been well, it has been a mistake if that's not been allowed, but it wasn't something that I'm trying to rewind, if you like. Well, yes, I'm trying to rewind it, but because there was an error made there, the one that I was unknown of, it's not that I'm trying to backtrack a move that I've made. But I think if we're going to repair that error, then we probably need to replace the unit there and just double check nothing's happened between then to cause that unit to affect any gameplay. We could just draw the card, and if red's not on it, we're cruising. Why don't we do that? So I'm going to draw the fire card in the east, and then if red's on the card, I'll just have to stop. If red's on the card with a diamond, I'll be panicking the rest of the day. Okay. Well, let's give it a go then. So, fire card in the east, we don't, and red was not on the last card, by the way. Oh dear. Oh, there's nothing I can do. It's the next card drawn. Right, here we go. Oh, it's a circle. Relief. So red is there. It's a circle. But no matter what, this guy's got depth anyway, even if I'm repairing that error or not, because he rebuilt a depth marker through an event. It's a triangle. Just notice red's firing into here, but it's only sporadic, which is fine. And in here, he's a diamond, so we got okay with the shape. I still need to pause and resolve this because, like I said, I can't remember the unit that was here. That'd be quite good if he was just a circle, and then I could just forget about him and just say, right, he's got hit now. But I think I need to repair this situation, or hopefully somebody tells me that it's okay to have fired with that tank. That would be easier to deal with. Purple and blue's firing as well. Just might as well have a look here. Blue's firing in circles, but that's armoured. These are only in sporadic. That's a diamond, fortunately, which is good actually, because I wouldn't have wanted him disrupted either. And look at that, brown didn't fire. You know, we were going to make her a wee mission move. Brown didn't fire there. We need to keep an eye on that next turn, see if it fired again. I think we had to survive 3 times at firing, didn't we? No, hang on. We should have been moved into here now. That's 15. Oh no, we must have backtracked before that, yeah. Because we were getting into there, turn 15, weren't we? Oh wait, yeah, that's right. We would have been sitting in there just now, so it wouldn't have fired. This turn, we would move into there, so we had to survive 2 turns of it firing. So I'll be curious to see if, keep an eye if it fires next turn. Or if it doesn't, we would have made that mission, well, not a success, but at least we would have been attacking that position. Okay, well, yeah, blue, so there's no damage done at all, is there? Fortunately, because it's a circle. And the only thing could be, if I need to replace this unit, then it could maybe have been hit oh, why don't you go and look at that then, Grant? But I'd still feel uncomfortable, and I still feel like I'd have to shuffle that depth marker back in and randomise another depth marker under there. Oh, hold on though. That would also have a knock-on effect with when I posted the depth marker there through the event, wouldn't it? Oh no. Okay, right. You know what? I'm going to pause and leave it there, and maybe I might get some more response from a question on BGG to find out what action I need to take. And if not, I want to get this sorted tonight. I definitely want to get turn 15 played out. I was kind of hoping that we might get 16 done, but I doubt I'm probably going to have the time. So, however, pretty sure I've got more time tomorrow to deal with that. So, fingers crossed. Right, okay, I better take a pause for now, guys. I'll be back later. Okay, cheers. Hi all. So still on turn 15. We're in the middle of the German fire phase, if you like. I wanted to take a break away just to find out for sure about our situation around this area, in particular since we had drawn a fire card with double red on it. Fortunately, the symbol's a circle, or yeah, that could have been a lot worse. However, yeah, there's a few bad things happening here. Eventually, I didn't get any response, so I decided to throw Martin a wee email just to try and find out about this tank supporting across the boundary, if you like. And yeah, he confirms that he doesn't think that can be done. It doesn't look like it's allowed. The rule says that you've got to activate all the units in the first division. Now, if the tank was across the boundary, you can then class it as part of the first division. So, you know, if I moved him to here, for instance, and the general, well, in actual fact, even if the general was across there, I dare say I'd be able to still get command and fire. But if it's across this boundary, the rule straightforwardly says that you've got to activate all these units first before you can go across there. So all these points, these hexes that I mentioned going right up the spine there, if you like, of the spine of the boundary. You know, I pointed out to Martin that if you've got a 1st Division infantry unit here and a 29th Division infantry unit here, and there's a German unit in there, then if the 1st Division unit attacks, this cannot support the attack, even though it's adjacent, because it's across the other sector, part of the 29th, and, you know, which is similar to what I was trying to do, although I was trying to do it from range. Like I say, if the tank had been down here, across the sector, that would have been fine. So, not allowed. So how do we fix that? Well, some of you might have just said, well, just forget about it, Gran, and move on, and things have moved on. Well, I'm not like that. So I want to fix it better. Now, I did mention that I thought it might be reasonably straightforward in the fact that, well, initially I thought, yeah, it might just be shuffling the depth markers, draw a random one again for this unit, because we wouldn't be taking out the depth marker. However, I then recalled that there was another unit here that we used attrition to take the depth marker away. And then the knock-on effect to that was that we had an event placing depth markers. So I thought this was all going to be straightforward, and it's not quite so straightforward, but I still need to go about my process of making it as right as it can be. And we're going to suffer, I think. Going by what I've looked at, I've got a feeling this guy's going to take a step loss. Now, we can't afford one on that side. Like I say, he does belong to the 29th. when it comes to catastrophic loss. So, right, let me try and see how we can fix it first. Right, I'm not going to bother with the fire card that's there. That's going to happen eventually. But let's see if we can fix... Now, the cards are all... So, I'm having to look back on video footage to get this right. So, you're just going to have to trust me in the fact that... Well, unless you want to look up the bits that I'm looking at as well and trying to repair it. So... right, I'm just trying to think how to do this. Because there's two things that, well, there's probably three things that should have happened. This tank would not have been able to fire. We would, however, have been able to attack. Now, we attacked with both units. We actually used 2 actions here, which I wouldn't have needed to do. So, in actual fact, done myself out an action on that side. There's nothing I can do about that. But we attacked with 2 units. We could just as easily attack with 1. And all I'm going to say is we've attacked to disrupt it, because I think we've done that before as well. So we would only need the 4 strength against, which was only showing was 1. We didn't have the weapons, remember. We don't have bazooka from these infantry units that we had here. That's why the tank had to get involved. So, and this should have been disrupted. Now, also the downside to that, there's 2 downsides from my point of view. One, I could have had another action doing something else, you know, because I didn't need to use it on this other unit. And this is the other unit here, which I'm getting around to. And the other one was, I skipped my barrage on Brown that time to do that, I think. So I could have had a barrage attempt on Brown, which I think had a knock-on effect, was because it was not Brown. Did Brown not fire the next thing in turn and hit the unit? I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm jumping ahead. However, that's my bad as well. There's nothing I can do. I'm not going to go back and say, right, okay, I barrage Brown and let's draw a card. I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to say that because I made that mistake, that's that. So what I'm going to say is he would have got, and he was getting a free move to do that. It's not as if it was a paid move. So he was getting a free move from the general. So this part didn't happen. So we attacked that unit and we disrupted it, right? So I'm just going to do this just now, just to show you. So we had disrupted that back then. Now, let's bring this unit back into action here, because he did not need to attrition away, because we've not even looked at the depth marker yet. Now, this was the depth marker that was under this unit. Now, this is the only bit that's I feel uncomfortable about, because I can't put that back in there. But that's the depth marker that should have been there, and we shouldn't have been removing that yet. However, I can't put it back on the unit because I know the information on it. So the best I can do with that is shuffle this in beside the other few WN depth markers, right? And place one on this randomly. However, before we do that, we've got to remember that a new depth marker got placed on this unit from the event. And this is where things start getting a bit horrible for me. So I'm going to take this depth marker away, right? I'm not going to put this one in. So the one that I've took away, and this one here, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 that are left in the pool, right? Now I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. Because if you recall, the depth marker that got placed on here for the event was the one placed on the eastern side. However, we had to place one on the western side as well. And that was the one that's in this purple position here. So I'm going to take this one away as well. Now, I don't know what these are. I'm just wanting to randomise everything and make everything good here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is... right, I've shuffled them all about. I'm sure you can trust me. I'm shuffling them about. No idea what's what. So I'm going to randomly take one of these WN depth markers and put it back in here. Okay? So now we've got... so that's at random. I mean, okay, that one should have artillery and radio on it. But now that's the best I can do, is just randomise them all. So now this position's happened like this. Now this unit's still alive, okay? So that is the good part about what all done. But I think I had to do that. I think if I'm doing all this, I had to bring this unit back. I don't think it's going to do me much good anyway, to be honest. But however, so and then I'm just gonna double check the footage from there just to see where we're at. Okay, so now we need to move on to the next, well, it's the next part of the video, which is, yeah, it's the next event phase. And this is the card that we draw for the next event. I've just drawn it, taken it back out the discard pile there because I just noticed it was card number 47. So add a depth marker to one German unit in each sector. So when we're looking in this sector, before the error, this is where the depth got placed. But however, now this depth's not being removed. This has got depth. So we need another unit in this sector. And this is where it goes bad for us. Because the nearest unit then that doesn't have depth is this. So, and you might think, well, okay, that's bad, but it's not. What's the big deal? Well, you need to look further on. So I've randomly selected a W in depth marker for that again, just from the pile. I've still got the mine beside me here because we're obviously not finished yet. So that would have been the depth marker placed through the event here. On the other side, however, nothing had changed, and the depth marker would have been placed on the purple position. Now I'm just going to randomly grab one again. And the reason I took it off was obviously just to make everything random. So nothing changed there. So the only change with this part was the fact that the single red position got doubled up with a depth marker, this position here. So that doesn't seem bad, and I thought I was okay with that. However, right, I'm just going to put these W in. There's 4 W in depth markers over here. I'm just going to pile them back up in the box. Okay, so, and this is where things go wrong. I'm just going to move that card out of the way just now. It is a fire card in the east. So we move on to the German fire phase, and let's say this is where things go wrong, because this is the card we draw for the fire in the east, and I get all excited because I say double red result. That is my words. However, double red is now double red, whereas if things hadn't went the way they had, there still would have been a single red, and that's why I said result. So now we're staring at this double red, and of course, what is the symbol that he's hitting? Diamonds. So both these units, well, there you go. That guy's going to go away anyway. I didn't know the outcome of him. The worry was that the outcome of this was a concern. I suppose I should. Is that red doesn't go into that though, does it? Was there something in here though? Right, just give me a second. Okay, just had a look on this side, and there was something in here, but this is sporadic red, so I'm not sure what the shape was, to be honest. These are kind of all triangles. We had the 6 strength unit in there, but it was a triangle, so that would have been hit before that. However, it was in that, but this was a triangle. It wasn't a diamond. If that had been a diamond, then yeah, it would have fired there. The fact that had 3 steps, but that later on took a step loss anyway. So yeah, nothing would have changed over there. Double red. It's not a result anymore. It's really bad news for us. This guy takes a step loss. So G2116. Oh, I found him quickly. If that's a good sign or not. G2116 replaces that, and then and this guy takes the other hat, being eliminated, so we can just chuck him away again. I wasn't sure about his fate, to be honest. And of course, the bad part of it all, this goes in here, and that's us up to 7 losses. And yeah, that was a big bad bit of it. To be honest, we then went on to like lose a step from the 6 strength unit, knocking it down to 4 strength. Nothing else changed there. Purple still done the same thing. No, that was this side, wasn't it? Like I say, nothing else had changed because the purple depth marker that we placed. So that was the only changes. That is us up to date. And no, it's not good, but I feel like it's these are in our hands. We can maybe do something with these. We've already done it this time. I'm hoping that brown does not fire on this side, because if it does, it's going to hit this unit. That's fine, but we've then got another fire phase still to come, and we've got 2 units in here. Is he under here? We've got 2 4 strength units that are sitting vulnerable. He's hitting circles. Yeah, no, we looked at that already. Yeah, I'm just looking at the fire phase for this turn. So we really need to do everything in our power to protect them. I mean, this was a good idea doing this, so that if brown did fire. Yes, we've got the chance to barrage it, but we tried barraging it last turn and we failed. So, you know, and that's we could even get the symbol to try and do it there, because he's only 1 and we're 4 strength. But if we miss that barrage, you know, we're sitting there. Are they both triangles? They are. Well, you know what? That's actually a plus for us if it does come down to it, because at least, you know, because one more hit and we're out. So at least they're both the same symbol. So if he does get to fire, he needs to fire with a triangle. If he fires with a circle or a diamond, we're fine. But I'd rather not be sweating away with that one. So I'd rather put something else in place. And I'm just looking there. I thought, can we not knock one of these back down into here, you know, if brown does fire, so that we do that again next turn? But that's coming down the bluff, and you've got to start... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he climbs down into it. Ooh, there you go. Right, well, that's an out. That's a possible out of that. Okay. Right, so... Yeah, I know that was all a carry-on to try and fix that, but it's just the way I like to do things. I don't like things going wrong. And I know there's a couple of things I've had a little bit take back and readjust, but this is different. You know, I couldn't just let that go, because there you go. The result of me not letting that go ended up with another catastrophic loss unit. Whereas if I just let that go, I would have been sitting better, you know. So it's only fair. I mean, I do it both ways though. If I've made a mistake and then it ends up benefiting me, I'll fix that mistake as best I can as well. The only downside was there was 2 things there. Like I say, I used 2 actions on that side. I could have got away with another action. This tank wasn't allowed to do that, so he could have done something else. But I can't rewind all that, because that's just getting far too messy. Okay, so I feel better about putting that back together. Glad I've realised that. I mean, you think that would be a rule that you would have grasped, though. There you go. I think it's just one of the ones that I don't know. I never even thought about it. I've never even thought about units not being able to help from one, because I think it's probably because they can freely move across. You know, you can move the unit across. You know, and it just feels like, well, why can't I support the fire then across? But I suppose my reply to Martin, I think I maybe mentioned it, I was talking about it, was thematically maybe they're from 2 separate divisions and they're not quite coordinated like that. They've got their own orders, you know, they're not... until they cross across here, and then they become part of that. I suppose it's yeah. But as far as we're aware, that is the rule. So unless somebody comes along and tells me differently now, then, well, I'll probably not be rewinding that again, because that's a carry on in itself. Right, so we've got 7 losses on either side. Jolly good. We're on turn 15. And we're halfway, we're halfway through the fire phase, but let's get this fire card back in and have a look at it, because double red is firing. Because it's got a depth marker. Hang on, Grant. That disruption marker should not be there, should it? As well. No, because last turn red fired and hit this and this. So that should be away. Just as well, I caught that one as well. But I'd only put it on because I was going through the procedure about when we made the attack. All we would have done was barrage it. We wouldn't have got to look at depth markers on it or anything. And then, so red's far stronger as well, and this has turned out to be a mess here. And and while I was watching back on not the last video, this part 17, I think there's a part 18 up there, and this will be a bit of part 19, maybe not at all, but it will be called part 19, and then what I mean is, this is turn 15. I know that gets a bit confusing. I just noticed a blunder here as well, which I'm pretty sure you've picked up. And again, it's US communication and how tricky it actually is. I'm moving this guy along here to land in this hex, thinking I'm getting a point, or even dropping in there and controlling it, thinking I'm getting a point. Well, I'm not getting a point for it, because I can't trace communication from here. Because I can trace into this hex. Can you see the colour in here? Grant, this is blue. But I maybe thought, well, okay, I'll just go into this hex before I go down onto the pavilion. Well, no, you can't go in there either, Grant, because brown's firing into there. So I can't. And then I thought, maybe I've got a plan to go up here. No. Brown fires into there, orange fires into there. You cannot get through there to trace communication. So this mission has been a blunder. At least I stopped myself from making the next 2 moves into a useless hex. Well, I say useless. It could be useful for moving on to the next turn. Maybe it is a nice safe hex that could then potentially threaten Brown and his full strength, 6 strength. I don't know. I don't know if he could do something else useful, because I think we've moved them too far to be able to do anything else. So no doubt some of you spotted that and were saying, "Oh, you can't. There's no point going there, Grant." Oh, you're too late, guys. I started moving it, but I spotted it when I was halfway there, shall we say? Okay, so let's just double check the fire card then, which I don't think it's doing anything. But we better have a look. Have I got the right? No, I've not. I've got 2 different sets of glasses that one I like for the computer and one I don't know, they're slightly different. I need new ones, I think. So double red would fire, but the good thing about all this was it's firing at circles, and just checking along there. This is dime, this is a triangle, I think. He does hit in there sporadic, that's sporadic as well, but this is a diamond, this is a triangle. So all good. And so red's not doing anything. I mean, to be honest, it's done more than enough. This guy's sitting here, wonder what to do now, but we don't need to really worry about him anymore. He's catastrophic lost us anyway, so I don't know. If we get an action, the best thing to try and do would probably be move him across the other side. Okay, so and then purple is unoccupied. Yep, and then blue is firing at circles. It does go sporadically into there. That's a diamond. This is a circle, but it's not got the armour symbol, so... And, well, this would be blue sporadic as well, but no hat. So, nothing there. So, we're okay there. So, right, let's move on to the fire phase in the west. I'm just going to have a glance at things before we do. Okay, well, I just clicked on... Oh, yeah, this was a problem. This is a sweat. I knew there was something else, and... Yeah, this was a sweat. And this is going to be a sweat now. Because purple, because the last event was to undisrupt all units. And we had purple disrupted, we had red disrupted. They were only 2 disruptions we had. And it didn't matter about red coming off. But it does matter about purple coming off. Because look, the only thing I can say is we've not got them in here, which is intense purple. So in actual fact, the game could end. The game could end here. The good thing was that last card was a circle, and it was a purple circle. The card before it was a purple triangle. Why do I go through all that? I don't know. It doesn't mean anything, does it, Martin? Yeah, and I think initially I was more worried about this guy when I seen this had undisrupted, because I still thought we had the spare, we could spare a loss of a unit, but no, we can't. Now is the Renan, that's not intense purple, is it? See if we'd had a couple of units, well, we would need 2 units in intense purple, and we've not got that. They're all in sporadic. Then purple firing is not good at all. We do not like to see purple on this card. And if it's a purple circle, then I'm not going to be able to go into the next action phase, which I'm really excited about. And that would be awful frustrating. And oh yeah, Martin got back to me saying that he had a pitiful performance. But he still managed 11 victory points. I think he said he only had 1 loss in the east, and 7 losses in the west. So I've got 7 in each here, Martin. At the moment, and there's a chance it could just go 8 here. Not only that, we've got to do something about that. I mean, see, even if a triangle comes up, okay, it's not a loss right there, but, well, you know, if that happens, that guy's bailing. He's climbing this bluff, or that bluff maybe. He's not taking a chance going into there if these don't stay, if they don't go disrupted. I mean, yeah, I could go with attack, disrupt, but I think we're better attacking it probably. But it depends on the strength we've got, what we can afford. Well, you're jumping ahead there, Grant. I'm just putting off time. Don't want to draw this card. The other two 4-strength units are there. They're fine. And then, of course, we've got this situation here, which looked shaky. He's a 4-strength unit, and he's a 4-strength unit. They're both in steady brown. However, we managed to wangle a wee cheeky, put this guy in intense brown. This has only got 1 shot to fire, so it's got to hit that first. I don't want brown to turn up either. If I've got the choice between brown and purple, I'll take brown. But I'd rather not see either of them. So I think this could be the last move of the game, possibly. Okay, let's get to it. We do not want a purple circle. Let me just double check that symbol. Make sure I've got it right. Yeah. Okay, guys, here we go. Fire in the west. There's no purple. There is brown. There's no purple. That was it. We said we'd take brown. Good. I'll squeeze that down there just to get a wee bit closer. Excellent. We're still in the game. Just, yeah, we've got work to do still though. Okay, so what we got? Double orange, Yeah. Double orange. Right, we've only got single. That's good. Green, we've taken it out. Look at that. Look at that. Now, I hope you didn't think I played that one, guys, because I know I had a cheeky wee, right, I know I've finished my turn, but I want to move that guy into there for the last turn. He would have got disrupted. He's got a diamond. He would have taken a disruption if he'd been sitting in there still. So that's good as well, because that would have then felt like, oh, I've left that guy there and he can't do nothing. So, and the other green, the other green, the WN green's away. With no other greens out there now. We do have brown here. Yeah, this brown fires into here, but he's not on the card. Superb. We're getting in here as well. This is great. Well, we now definitely need to do something with purple. Okay, so brown. Oh, I've got artillery. Mind you, it's a big 5. It's a big 5 on artillery. Okay, so we'll get to that. So brown's firing at diamonds, but that's irrelevant. Well, it turns out he's a diamond anyway. This guy's an intense. He's gone. So, but now we do need. These guys don't have protection. It's more than likely. Well, unless a barrage, it's more than likely that one or two of these guys are going to have to come down and sort of be some more cannon fodder, I think. Of course, I'm saying if I disrupt it, you seen the last event, remove disruption. You could end up getting that again. Okay, so that's only fire. Took out that brown unit. So please tell me that Bowman. No, we're okay. We're okay. Because there's no infantry unit in beach landing boxes, and then it would target non-infantry unit at beach hex, then it would target a non-infantry unit in a beach landing box. So, and these are both diamonds, so we're okay there. It's not going to come down to. Well, mind you, our two guys are triangles, aren't they? Yeah. And that guy across there is a circle, isn't he? Right. Well, let's see if they've got 5 though, because we have. Oh, come on! Seriously? Look at this. We've not taken any of them out on this side, mind you. It's more about the other side that we've done stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got them all, and then they've got the 2 in the box. Unless I happen to be in control of one of the 2, but fat chance of that, I think. 66 we need, we've not got 66. And then let's see the other one. 70. 70 is the red there, we don't have that. So it's still got 6 artillery. Is going to fire. It can't hit a. I always feel like I've got to open the book for this one. I know where it is though. Infantry unit of your choice of beach landing box with none. A non-infantry unit of beach hex with a diamond. I'm hoping that's not going to be you. My strong tank's okay. They're both circles. That's a circle. That's a triangle. We've not got anything. That's infantry. Oops. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? So then it's going to be a non-infantry unit and a beach landing box, and these are both diamonds, so yeah, we're going to take the hit on that guy then. Hopefully we can keep the stronger guy going. Well, their fate is going to be the same, isn't it? Oh, I wonder what happens if that gets delayed. I think I had that once before as well. I think it does come back full strength. Well, we can work that question out when we get to it. Well, if anybody wants to chuck it in the comments, then chuck the answer in the comments. If this guy's delayed, does it get to reappear as his two-step or does he have to reappear as one step? You would think he probably does get to go back and recover, and that's how I would think. But okay, so fire phase done. Right, I've chucked the fire card away from the east. Why have you done that, Grant? We need to see if we can clear anything. So what did we have? Red fired, purple did not, and blue. So red and blue fired, so yeah, I doubt we're getting in them. Yeah, because we've got the rest here, so that's a no. So yeah, even as well leaving that card where it was. Orange did not. Oh, sorry, my bad. Orange is a single, so it does. Oh, well, we never cleared that in over there. Anyway. I just wonder if I made a mistake there. Green did not. It's unoccupied. And brown did. So it was brown and orange. So from that side, brown and orange. Oops, we're on the wrong line there, Grant. Brown and orange. Well, that one's clear. So we can clear something in here, which could be quite handy because, right, well, probably, no, I'll probably pick that X, don't I? Green did not fire. Yeah, that's right. Because there's no drift anymore, is there? I've just randomly put them in there, haven't I? I think it was just to be beside the HQ. Right, so I'm going to clear that hex in. That seems to make sense. So if we do get a landing with that guy, with this guy, then, and there's mines, he's all good. Okay, right, that's engineer phase over. Yeah, maybe cut things off. I was talking about Martin had said he's been playing the game along with me. Done that with the enemy action or Den as well, just to see how he was going along compared to my game. I seem to remember I just got slightly better result than him in the German solo, but my allied solo was a bit different story. I don't want to give too many spoilers away in case you got to go and watch it. It's still good to watch, I think. I'm not trying to promote my videos or anything like that. It's more about I enjoyed doing it that way, and I always wondered if it would. I always thought about, you see all these folk recording things. I actually find it better for me because I'm just playing along myself, and I don't know. And what you see is how I play it. And I think when I'm not recording it now, I'd get a bit not bored, just feel like, and I might leave it. And now I feel like there's a purpose. I've got to come back. I've got to keep ticking away. Anyway, I've still got away from Martin's score. Well, you got 11 victory points, he said. And they were mainly in the east. I think he only got 2 points in the west. And 9 in the east, was it? Maybe? But he said he got scunnered by reinforcements again. Pretty much like my first game here. Every car was a reinforcement, and just like... So, similar to the first game I had. And yes, if I had understood the rules properly, I probably could have squeezed 11 victory points as well. But it just shows you it's tough if you get the events. And in all honesty, if the events had been in this game the same, we've still got one to go, and it could still screw us over. It's possible. And we're on the edge of catastrophic loss as well, so there is that too. Right, I think I'm going to cut the video there though. Boo! But I'm going to come straight back, but I've already recorded a bit, and with all that carry on of fixing that error that came about, this will probably be part 19, and part 20 will be the action phase of turn 15, I think. That would probably be best, because I think I've got over an hour's worth already. So I'll cut it here, but I intend coming straight back. So I'll be back soon, guys. Okay, cheers.